Hi, my name is Derek Whitfield, and I am doing a case study presentation on um, an event management event for event management uh, 420. For this case study, I am using or presenting my case study on the event, the 4th of July Music Festival, being held on June 30th, 2017. It is an event featuring Drew Hill, Johnny Gill, Keith Sweat, John B., and 112, to be held at the Macon Centerplex Coliseum. The purpose of this case study was actually to learn a little bit about the EMBOK model for event management, which consists of administration, marketing, design, operations, and risk. And for this case study in particular, the domain that I will be focusing on in the EMBOK model will be marketing. So, a couple of things. When we think of marketing, the first thing we need to try to understand is that everything competes with an event, and marketing is uh, is the one key aspect that actually makes that event function or draws attention to that event so that consumers will be privy or susceptible to participating in that event. Um, in an event competition, anything that can draw the attention or disposable income of the target market is considered competition to that event. And for this event, there are many considerations. First, we have to consider the fact that it is the holiday season, and most people are always traveling around the 4th of July. So, with this event so close to the holidays, you could actually lose a lot of participants for the event, or sales could be impacted. It is an older venue of artists. This means that the artists cater to an age group of 30 to 50, with most of their songs being popular in the 80s and 90s. This could present some issues drawing groups that no longer go to concerts or around the holidays are more concerned with spending time with their family. Likewise, one of the other considerations would be pricing. The pricing is variable, but it is affordable to this area of normally low to middle class families. And then you have your other avenues of normal competition, such as other family entertainment, movies, bowling, and group activities. To help event managers consider and weigh these topics and issues, the MBOK model domain of marketing has 7 critical areas that we reviewed, or that event managers review and try to set up their events for success. And we learned about these in the first PowerPoint presentation of section 1.1, with some of the topics like what is a product, what is the price, where is the venue being held or the place, how do you promote the event, and then what is the proper promotional events. All in all, simply put, events fail specifically without marketing. So let's get into a little bit of how this event, the 4th of July Music Festival, um, has somewhat of a successful setup. And we'll start out with what is the product? Well, the product, as we learn throughout the PowerPoint presentations, can be any goods or services offered at an event. But the main product, however, is the reason that individuals purchase tickets or admissions to an event, and then the goods and services bought during that event just add to the product's value. So the product in my case study was the concert, with its targeted ages for 25 to 40 and middle class working groups. Um, Next is the price. Well, as we all know, price is everything. Too high, and you could find yourself without attendees to the events or sales during the events. Too low, and you never make the margins to make profit for your event. And for an event manager, the key is finding, what we learned is consumer surplus. And what consumer surplus is, it's the difference between the price paid to attend the event versus the price consumers are willing to pay to attend the event. So in my case study, the pricing of the concert was determined using fixed pricing. So you may ask, well, what is fixed pricing and how does this all correlate and relate? Well, fixed pricing means that the prices are predetermined by the sections of the event and would not change at all. So in going back to the consumer surplus, this gives the attendees or the possible consumers that want to come different variations of pricing that allows them to dictate being able to attend the event, but something that may fit into their budget a little bit better. And then one other thing that we want to touch topic on in pricing is that in order to boost sales, there are some things that go on such that are called bundling, and this is where event managers bundle different promotions in order to get consumers more interested in the event themselves. Well, for my event, one of the great bundles that was added was the VIP bundle, which was not only tickets to the concert, sitting in the front row, but it was a meet and greet also with the performers. That allowed you to, I guess, do something that you wouldn't normally do at this type of event, meeting some of the artists and getting the chance to take pictures with them or getting autographs, so on and so forth. So what this creates is the perceived value of the concert, which is already somewhat reasonable because of the fixed pricing, but then determines that the perceived value is a little bit more because what we see is tickets have sold well for the concert, but the VIP has already sold out. So the perceived value of the attendees for this actual concert event is that they think the pricing is very much worth what they're having to pay. So next we fall into the category of where the venue is held, and this kind of also contributes to the product and the price value to the consumer. So my event is being held at the Macon Coliseum, the Macon Cineplex Coliseum, which is the largest Middle Georgia indoor facility south of Atlanta. This means that the space can accommodate large groups of people. It has appropriate seating for the groups that will come and the ticket sales that are expected. It has enough stage area, or it has enough area to provide a specific amount of stage presence for all the different artists that are performing, and even floor seating and floor areas that allow some interactions with the crowds. Also, because of the venue that was selected, it provides appropriate parking spaces, and then there's concessions in every corridor that make this a premium spot for this event. So in the event manager's planning part of this, the Macon Coliseum was much better suited than per se the actual convention center or the Macon Auditorium because of the amount of attendees that would be coming. So now that we've wrapped up product, price, and venue, well, how do you promote such an event? Or what is the proper promotion and promotional mix for this event? Well, for this event, I don't know what radio stations you listen to in particularly, but if you turn your radio station onto an R&B or a mix station like 97.9 or 95.1, which are promoted by our Heart Radio Group, these events cater to middle-class black social circles in the middle Georgia area. And what they've done is they've posted flyers, radio ads, promotional events, and local barbershops, nightclubs, and genres of areas that cater to that specific group. I was able to pull one of the small handout flyers that have been located all over the Middle Georgia area. I actually pulled this one out of a local barber shop for the event itself, um, showing what type of promotional mix. So not only do you have radio, but you have print, and then you go through what is probably the biggest promotional category in this area, word of mouth, which I think plays more into the social diffusion topics that we discussed in 1.3. And for me, I kind of linked uh, the promotional mix of social diffusion to emotions and stories. And I say that it's more around emotions based on the we care, we share. Being that I'm actually have purchased tickets to this concert for me and my wife to go to. Um, you share. I have personally shared this with some of my friends because I think it's a good venue. I think it's has some older music that we used to listen to that you don't get a chance to listen to, some R&B classics. And by sharing this, it's promoted the event in itself, with the event time, place, and the cost of venue, because I found value in it. And then there's the stories, and the stories fell under the guise of chatter. And I guess this is through just normal social networks and circles. You can search. I can't show you, but I did have. There are many websites that I was able to go on and look through, Facebook, uh, Middle Georgia Centralplex, Ticketmaster, so on and so forth, where these networks and social circles are kind of excited about this concert, being that it has a group of artists that was well liked at a period in time where we used to go and dance and enjoy this type of music. So, in all marketing aspects, the event must maintain what I find is the four basic criteria. Um, I want to say this right, ADA, which is awareness, interest, desire, and action. And this event does this through local promotion and advertisement to create the interest for the products of the performers, event space, and then the price point. The desire and action only grow with increase as the timeline comes forward, getting closer, and then the venue additional offerings. The awareness is promoted through, the radio, word of mouth, visual aspects, flyers, and so on and so forth. And thus, this creates what I believe is an overall successful event for an event manager, the 4th of July Music Festival at the Macon Centerplex Coliseum. At this time, this concludes my case study presentation on the EMBOK model of marketing. Guess I can't open it up for any questions. Thank you.